Hi, it's me, Melly, and this is a new project that I conceived of, I would say 2 to 3 weeks ago. And so this is my first experiment in putting this kind of experience together. This is using the 10 Meditations clearing tool, the Sacred Embodiment Mastery tool, in conjunction with both art and movement. Being both an artist and a movement practitioner, in addition to a healer, I have sought for so long to combine all of these elements. And it was only recently when I took a workshop facilitated by a gentleman from Boulder, Colorado, who had come here to my hometown of Carbondale, Colorado, that this sort of formulated in my mind. So this is the first attempt at combining these three elements. What we're going to do is get out any kind of art tools that you have. It could be a piece of paper and a pencil. It doesn't need to be anything elaborate. I've got a sketchbook, some paint pens, some oil pastels, some chalk pastels, some colored pencils right now. So that's what I'm going to begin with. And as I read out these 10 Meditations clearing statements, I want you to just tune into your body and make marks, make movements with your art supplies based on whatever you're feeling. It doesn't have to be anything cohesive. It can just be marks. It could just be color. It could just be one line back and forth in a rhythm. It doesn't matter what you're creating. The goal is to listen to these clearing statements, and as you listen, allow your body to respond in creating something on your paper, on your canvas, etc. The second part of this is going to be responding to the artwork we made through our bodies. So through movement. I have music, and we'll get to that piece as we come to it. So first of all, get any art supplies that you have at your disposal. Again, it could just be paper and pencil. And this is a very informal video because that's who I am. I'm not polished. I'm not rehearsed. I'm not the kind who recites scripts. I'm someone who just speaks authentically with the energy of the moment. So this is very imperfect, and life is imperfect. And I firmly believe that if we learn to accept that life is imperfect and authentically express ourselves in any given moment, that's much more powerful than any kind of rehearsed, scripted, studio lit piece of videography that we would produce. So get ready, and when you have your art tools, proceed to the next step.
Ten Meditations. What comes next? 10 Meditations. The uncertainty of what comes next. 10 Meditations. What's coming versus what's going. 10 Meditations. Wondering versus wandering. 10 Meditations. Wandering versus going in a direction. 10 Meditations. Straight lines. 10 Meditations. The empty road. 10 Meditations. What I thought I needed to do. 10 Meditations. What I'm still thinking. 10 Meditations. Where thinking is holding me back. 10 Meditations. The thoughts that matter. 10 Meditations. The thoughts that don't matter. 10 Meditations. The irritation 10 meditations. Why I can't be bothered. 10 meditations. The root of what's bothering me. 10 meditations. Being bothered versus being liberated. 10 meditations. My liberation. 10 meditations. My understanding. 10 meditations. My momentum. 10 meditations. Taking a new turn. 10 meditations. Where I'm included versus where I'm excluded. 10 meditations. What's behind inclusion? 10 meditations. What's behind exclusion? 10 meditations. What I'm really worried about. 10 meditations. Why I think it matters. 10 meditations. Creating true matter. 10 meditations. The purpose of the steps I've taken. 10 meditations. Knowing the next step to take. 10 meditations. Stepping confidently versus stepping with hesitation. 10 meditations. The pause. 10 meditations. What's held in the silence. 10 meditations. The knowing in the silence. 10 meditations. Silent versus loud. 10 meditations. The overwhelm of overstimulation. 10 meditations. Overwhelmed versus underwhelmed. 10 meditations. What I can and can't handle. 10 meditations. What I'm able to handle versus what I handle out of obligation. 10 meditations. Where I feel obligated. 10 meditations. Where I've agreed to obligation. 10 meditations. Where I've taken on too much. 10 meditations. What I didn't need to take on. 10 meditations. Paring down to essentials. 10 meditations. My essential nature. 10 meditations. My pure expression. 10 meditations. My acceptance versus my rejection. 10 meditations. Accepting my nature. 10 meditations. The movement of nature.
All right, now that you have completed some sort of art piece, I invite you to pick it up and sit with it. And as I begin to play the music, periodically refer back to your art piece and just respond in whatever way feels inspired in the moment. This is not about making a piece of choreography. This is not about looking beautiful. This is about allowing the energy of what you've created while listening to the 10 Meditations clearing statements to further be embodied literally by moving your body. So let's begin. And now for a final segment, now that we have allowed the energy to move through us as we're creating and embodied through art, the clearing, and then taken that embodiment and further translated it into our body and through our bodies, we are going to respond to the energy that has moved with another layer of clearing. So because I am doing this, you're watching this, and this is not currently interactive or live, what I'm going to do is intuit what has come through through my responses. If we are doing this in a live group, and you're welcome to reach out to me and schedule a live group or a live one-on-one session, what we would be doing now is having a feedback. we'd be looking at your art, we would be feeling what you're feeling in your body, and you would be responding to me, and I would use those responses to then craft a new layer of clearing statements. Because this is, again, not live, I'm just going to be intuiting what the next level of clearing that is available might be for anyone who is watching this video and having this experience. So I invite you to, you can walk around in circles if you don't feel like sitting down. If you do feel like you want to make more art or respond through your hands and through art materials to this next layer of clearing, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, I invite you to stand, to sit, to sway, and just receive. Allow your light body to receive and be activated by this next layer of clearing statements, and then we'll be complete. 10 meditations, the clearing that happened. 10 meditations, my full embodiment. 10 meditations, the sways and the shifts. 10 meditations, shifting my weight. 10 meditations, the shifting that matters. 10 meditations, the matter of the shift. 10 meditations, feeling the movement. 10 meditations, what I'm feeling now. 10 meditations, my body's response. 10 meditations, how my body responds. 10 meditations, moving through the phases. 10 meditations, scattered strokes. 10 meditations, the layers of color. 10 meditations, the color of my life. 10 meditations, the color I'm afraid to see. 10 meditations, seeing the unknown. 10 meditations, settling the unknown. 10 meditations, where I've settled. 10 meditations, where I'm still settling. 10 meditations, my settlement. 10 meditations, my settlement shifting. 10 meditations, the shift of time. 10 meditations, the shift out of time. 10 meditations, the shifted timeline. 10 meditations, my shifted timeline. 10 meditations, the roar of momentum. 10 meditations, the prickle of knowledge. 10 meditations, feeling my breath. 10 meditations, the winds of change. And with that, we are complete. I am happy to hear about your experience. I am, as I mentioned, playing with this new concept and this new idea and this new format and exploring the possibilities. So this is the first time I've attempted this sequence and this form of embodiment and sequence of embodiment exercises. And I'm excited to see where this goes next. Thank you for being here.